All right, so in order to generate graphs as well as statistical analysis for your natural dye study, we would be using Graphite Prism. So I have already sent you a template for the Graphite Prism where I have already pre-formatted the graph that I would like you to follow, including all the colors and fonts, whatever. So what you have to do is click on a preset data already, and then right click, duplicate family, and then type the name of the other organ that you want to do. Since I've already finished the heart, liver, and spleen modal data, I will now move to the kidneys. So kidney, and okay. So it will also automatically create within its family, aside from the data table, it would create a statistical analysis table as well as a graph. Okay, but of course we have to change the data embedded within, because at this point it is still the same data as your spleen. So I'll delete it. Then from your raw data, so it's organized as like this, no? So day 3, 14, 21, and 30 in rows, and the different concentrations in columns. And in sub-columns, you would have animals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So all you have to do is transpose it. So make sure that you are copying the correct data. So day 3, kidney low, select copy, click here, transpose. Day 14, select copy, click here, paste transpose. Day 21, select copy, paste transpose. Okay. And then you just have to repeat it for the different concentrations. Still, we are working with the kidneys. Paste transpose. Ah, sorry, I wrongly pasted it. So we should always make sure that you are starting with day 3, okay? So be very careful when you are copying from your raw data sheets. Make sure you are copying the correct data. Don't make the same mistake as me. And then save every time. Increase concentration. Okay. Day 3. Place transpose. So sometimes when you have like this weird Google Sheet data, you have to clear it first before copying and transposing to PRISM. Otherwise, sometimes it would make an error, right? So after changing all the data in all the data time points and all the groups, just check the um, graph here. So click the kidney graph. And as you can see, the data is too much in the bottom. So you can actually double click this part and adjust the minimum and maximum values so that it would look prettier. So I think we can cut off until 230. So let's try that. 30, click apply. And I think it's better. Okay. So the goal is to have the bar graph somewhere in the middle of the y-axis. So compare it with the previous organs. And of course, depending on the organ intensity data, the minimum and maximum values may change, right? And here you can see that in the liver, there are statistically significant data, and you will have to manually put these brackets and asterisks using the draw function. So in the kidney, and it's not automatic, so you have to check it, okay? So let's check the counterpart of kidney in the statistical analysis part. So you have to click this. And first, it says here that in the first tab of your um, statistical analysis, it says that the interaction between day and concentration is statistically significantly affecting the differences in the means between the different concentration groups. Okay, but these two asterisks cannot. We will not put this in the graph itself, but you would have to put this in the table of your results, and uh, please refer to the old thesis files that I will send you, okay, for the layout and format, okay? But specifically between each time point, there are no significant difference. If you will compare it with liver, na there's a significant difference. So if you will check liver's data here, in the ANOVA results, this time, the source of variation at the ANOVA level would be day, and at the multiple comparisons level using two keys, you see here that there's a statistical significance between day 3, uh, day 14, and day 21 versus day 30. So that's what I manually put here. So, for example, you can click here, and then in my case, since all three of them are statistically significant from here, I opted to put one common bracket. So you just use this one and draw. Okay, and you can see that default, it is thickness is 2 points, but I just use 1 point. Okay, so we just use 1 point. Just use whatever I have preset already. Okay, so you can double click and check the settings and parameters of what I have used. And then if you want to add sa bracket with statistical significance, just use this style. Okay. Okay, click two asterisks because there were two asterisks in the statistical analysis data earlier. Double click it to adjust the thickness. Okay, so make sure that all three of you will have the same exact same formatting. Okay, it can delete. Okay, and then in order to create your figures for final pasting into your actual Word file manuscript, what we can do is copy, right click at the center, copy graph, and then create a PowerPoint document. And then in the design section, slide size, custom slide size, choose A4, portrait mode, okay. And this is what I did, and you can just actually paste it here, okay? Actually, it's best to create new slide per organ, 2 slides at least per organ. So I will cut and paste it here. And then here you can put the mean intensity data, the subgross data, etc. And then again, this one is, for example, this is the actual, you can create another figure. So one slide is one figure, okay? So you can create another figure with the actual um, photo micrographs that you took, okay? So for example, these are your actual photos. You can format it. You can distribute it horizontally. If, okay? And so in your case, please replace this with your actual representative images, okay? So shape format, 9, distribute horizontally. So 2, shape format, 9, align left, 9. Make sure everything is aligned. And then you can just insert text box for the label. So for example, this is your low concentration. This will be your middle, and this would be your high. Or you can actually later replace it with the actual concentrations that you used. Okay? Then shape, format, align top, distribute horizontally. Okay. And in order to make sure that the placement of the words are perfectly aligned, adjust each text box to perfectly align with the edges of each photo. Okay. And then here, actually, the three, right? The three line here. Okay. Change it with day 4. Sorry, day 7, 14. How many typos? Day 3, 14, 21, and 30. So this would be day 14. This would be day 21, and day 30. Again, shape, format, align right. Just make sure that the edges of the text box align with the edges of your photos. Then, right, and then you can okay. And for the scale bars, you will have to just use an actual photo of the scale bars that you took with the same resolution as your computer, and then just use the line tool and just increase its thickness. Yeah, and just place it manually. Of course, you would have to use a photo of the scale bar, and then make sure that the photo of your scale bar and, for example, the photo, your actual image photo, just align their lengths. Okay. And then once you align their lengths, but you will base the scale bar on the scale bar photo. Okay. So I have to paste the scale bars here, and then just copy paste it for all. And then you can write at the bottom like bar was, for example, 50 micrometers. So 50 micrometers, Windows key, period, search, micro, get. If you are confused with how to use this, how to place scale bars, please consult with the Tilapia Group thesis students. Okay. So the goal is for all of the align bottom. Okay. Distribute horizontally. Okay. Make sure that all photos will have perfectly aligned scale bars. Okay, so again, just it's up to you how you will make sure that they are aligned. So you can just select it and just use the um arrange and align functionality. Okay, and again, do not forget to save your data every time. Okay, and then after you finish this and after I check it, that's when you will be able to save this as JPG or PNG and copy paste it into your Word file manuscripts.